Right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. And in this one, I'm going to show you how to convert your bread bin on your MG3 from this into this. So stay tuned if you want to see how that's done. Yes, stay in my eye. I was undoing a brake caliper, rear brake caliper on a Transit on, I think it was Thursday last week. And I was pulling on the ratchet like that. The bolts are Loctited. I was pulling on the ratchet like that and it slipped off the bolt and the fucking ratchet whacked me straight in the face. And it cut me there, that poured blood out, yeah. Almost went straight in my eye. That's not why I'm off work this week though. I've just taken a week break. So I'm going to play with cars. Here we go. This is how I modified my MG3. Okay, so to remove the bread bin, it's really quite simple. Arm yourself with a flat screwdriver and prise this vent out carefully. Like so. There you got 3 screws. When you take the screws out, be careful not to drop them down the heater pipe. Although I don't know if they could go right in, I suppose, so just be careful of that. Come on, out you come. There we go. And then you just pull it forwards. Lift it up, and you've got your aux socket thing on there. Push that silver tab and pull. That's it. Dead easy. So in order to get this screen to fit in there, as you can see, it's not even remotely close. The cubby box is too narrow, or the bread bin, or whatever you want to call it. So we're going to make this wider, and the best way I found to do it is to get this grenade, put the pin out, chuck it in there, and then fucking leg it. So once you've cleared up all the dust and shrapnel and rebuilt your house, you're left with this. And yeah, the grenade has done a pretty good job of opening that up now. Now, I did try doing it with this multi-tool, but it was taking too long. So the opening now is 240mm, whereas before it was about 208mm. So if I place that on top of there, you can see now how much wider that I've had to make that opening there. And it turned out actually that there's a seam that runs up there, and it was exactly along that seam all the way, just inside these screw holes is where you can see the seam up there, look, all the way down, and the same on that side. And it turned out that the width of that seam from there to there was exactly the width of the screen. So because we made that wider, it means that we have to take the sides out of this now. So if I grab the base. So now, whereas if you look underneath this one, you've got these screws running all the way down, holding the surround to this. I now, and it was a bit of careful cutting, only have 4 points to hold it in, but it holds it. So I've had to chop the sides out, as you can see, and then the surround now clips on the original clips at the front in there, and screws in there, that corner, and that corner, and then we're left with that. So that means now to make a new base and new sides, and to do that I came up with this. It's made out of MDF, 6mm MDF, screwed and glued, basically with a bit of careful measuring, using the curvature of that as a template. that now fits perfectly in around there, and you're left with something like that. And then I recovered it with the same stuff that I'd done the tailgate, the lower part of the tailgate of the car in, and it all looks rather nice. On the back of the floor part of it, I've cut this section out here, and that is so that the screen fits down in there like that. You can see now that the screen doesn't reach the bottom of this, and the reason for that is because when the screen is mounted in this frame, obviously it's got a dash camera on there. I wanted it so that the dash camera was poking just above it like that, and that's how it would sit in the car. Right, and the way it all goes together is all quite simple. So we get our base, and we get this new base, and that goes in there. And obviously that's our new width, and you can see there how much wider it is. And also you can see that it doesn't quite reach the bottom of this, so it's higher up as well. You then get the surround, poke the screen through the surround, and it is quite a snug fit, but it does go in nicely, and then slide the whole lot down in there, clip the front in like that, and there we go. That is how it fits. You turn it upside down, and you put the screws in. Like so. And then the USB, which comes through the back here. So the next thing we got to do is to cover up this bit. So I made this, and it is basically 2 pieces of MDF glued together and then covered, and then I cut a slot in it for the USB. And I've made it so that's a nice tight fit, so when this is screwed down into there, it pushes against the USB, not enough to damage it, but enough to grip it so that when you plug a cable in there, the USB socket doesn't disappear through the back. So this then goes into here. Like so, and then that is secured by 2 screws. And there we have it. Saved a bread bin that was going to go in the bin anyway because it was broken, and made that out of it. Okay, so now comes the part of fitting it, and what I didn't envisage when I was doing this was having to cut a dashboard, because when I dropped it in, because the sides come to here, this was in the way, which is another piece that goes there. So I had to get the grenade out again and do a slight mod to the dashboard. So now the new sides slot straight in down there. I had to chop a little bit out the front as well, but it hasn't altered any structural rigidity to the dashboard at all. And if I wanted to put the original bread bin in, I can show you. If I get the original, like say if I sell the car, which I doubt I will anyway, if I wanted to put the original bread bin in, I can, and you would never know. So it's not a problem. Right, so fitting this, well, reverse of the removal really, except we've got to run some wiring down here. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is I need to get rid of this because it's not used anymore. Well, I could still use it if I wanted to. My aux socket, because of where MG put it like that in the middle of the cubby box, why they couldn't have put it like there or there, I don't know, but they've put it like that in the middle, and all the crap goes down in there. And of course my aux socket is filled with all kinds of shit, and it no longer works. So I haven't even never tried the USB. I've had the car 5 years, I've never even tried the USB, so I don't even know if that works. So anyway, we need to get rid of this. So easiest way, so open the glove box, pull the glove box out. Right, so I'm not sure if you could see that, but and then put my hand up and grab this wire, and I will tie it up in the glove box, and if I need it I can open the glove box and plug an aux or a USB in. Okay, so next step is we get our new bread bin. What we got to do now, I gotta feed this, which is our power cable, inside the glove box through there, and also the plug for the rear camera has got to go up here, and that will plug into the back of the unit. And there is enough space. Can you see that? I can't see the screen on my phone. Yeah, you can. There's enough space to plug stuff in there. I did actually cut an extra notch out of the back of this so I could get the USB in. Okay, so now we just slot it in as you would a normal bread bin, like so, and then put the screws back in. Once that's done, pop the vent back in, and there we are. I think that looks pretty cool. So now we need to connect up power. Right, now going back a little while ago, I did a video on hardwiring a dash cam. Link will be right about there. And this is how I did it with this thing here. In fact, up there, look, that's the original plug for the dash cam, which is no longer used. I'll get around to pulling that out one day. So I got to thread this thing now, which is the power feed to the dash cam that we've just put in, and I've got to go above these and then plug it into that socket, and then I'll tape the wiring up to this beam out of the way. But I've only got one hand, so I'm going to have to come off camera a minute. Okay, so the power is plugged into this. Wiring's taped up there. My aux and USB is here. I've clipped it onto there, and if I need it I can open the glove box and there it is there. so that can just stay like that, and that's it. We're ready to go. Just everything's all tucked up. That's the aux out of the screen. I'm not going to need that because I just because my aux socket doesn't work anyway. Otherwise I'd use it, but I can't because I'll try and clean my aux socket out to use that, but otherwise I'll just use it to transmit on an FM radio station. Okay, glove box back in, we're done. Okay, ignition on. And hopefully it'll come to life. There we go. And there we go, that's the view out of the front camera. That's our home screen. There's home screen. If you want to see a full review on this, I have done one in a previous video. Only did it a couple of weeks ago. But if you want to check that out, there's a link in the description where you can get this. So there we are. Cheers for watching all. I'll see you next time.